Thank you for listening to another episode of Shut Up and Watch the Movie, the only movie podcast to ever exist.
If you guys like listening to us, make sure you subscribe and share with your friends. We really appreciate it.
All right, enjoy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Shut Up and Watch the Movie. I'm Christina.
I'm Tyson.
And each week we make each other watch a movie.
Yep, that's what this podcast is.
Usually one of our favorite movies. Today was certainly one of my favorites. I made Tyson finish out the High School Musical series, High School Musical 3.
Oh boy. Yep.
Oh, what a wonderful time.
What a joyous day. We finished watching High School Musical 3 senior year.
Hell yeah. We watched this right after the Super Bowl.
So, you know, just we're slinging back some drinks.
Most boring Super Bowl ever. It was bad.
Yeah, it says like Taylor Swift's #1 fan.
It was boring. It was a boring game. The Philly won by I didn't say it was a bad game. I didn't say I hated the outcome. I said it was boring, and I stand by that.
What do you mean? But Travis Kelce's team lost.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was rooting for the Chiefs because a lot of my family's in Missouri, but
Is that where they're
I
from?
didn't really care that much about the outcome, to be honest.
I don't know anything about football, so I just watch it casually like I do every year.
I actually am happy, or the one thing that makes me happy about the Philly winning is that we'll probably get a good Abbott Elementary and It's Always Sunny episode out of this. So
Because they both take place in Philadelphia.
they both, and they, the last time the Eagles won, It's Always Sunny did an episode. I don't think Abbott had started yet, but Abbott has done a lot with
And now
the
they've
Eagles.
crossed
Jalen
over.
Hurts was on Abbott Elementary.
And they've crossed over now.
They have crossed over.
So they now take place in the same universe for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, let's get into our show.
Who cares about football? That's not what this is about.
But first, before we get into High School Musical 3, we do a little segment on the show called the Teeny Tiny Little Movie Corner. You know it, you love it. We just kind of talk about a movie we watched in the past week. So, Chris, I guess I go.
You get to go first,
since
since I made you watch something.
So, I watched The Apprentice, which is the Donald Trump biopic movie.
Oh.
Which, okay, I'm not saying this in any kind of political leaning way. I thought it was well done, and it's not really about him as a politician or anything. It's about him trying to build Trump Tower, and I just thought Sebastian Stan did a really good job, and I expected him to do like an SNL impersonation of Donald Trump the whole time, but the way he performs him is very nuanced and a lot more, I don't know, it was just, the acting was tastefully done, and it wasn't just watching, him do, all the basic Donald Trump impersonations. And not a glowing endorsement of the guy, let me be clear. So if you're, Donald Trump, if you're in his corner, I'm probably not gonna love that movie, but I thought, you know, for something that could have been very annoying, I thought it was pretty cool.
It was good. He's nominated for that, right? Sebastian Stan.
He might be nominated for that. He's also nominated, I think, for A Different Man, maybe.
Well, I think he was nominated for A Different Man at the Golden Globes, but I think for the Oscars, it's for The Apprentice.
Yeah, no, that movie didn't get a big release, I think, because I think they didn't want that.
Yeah, there was a lot of,
guarantee, that definitely was some kind of political play to try to release that maybe during the election year.
Right. No, well, I think it's funny when they're like, no, it's not political. I'm like, okay,
I mean,
you're gonna make a movie about the president. It's gonna be political, just in nature.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's not...
I have not seen it, so I have no opinion.
About him as a politician, but I can see why.
Generally speaking, I do really quite enjoy Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan, I just think he did a really good job.
Sebastian
That's the angle I'm coming out of it.
Is that Sebastian Stan? I watched, this was not going to be my pick, but I watched A Different Man a few weeks ago, and my Letterboxd review was that I'm a Sebastian Stan.
Wow.
We stan Sebastian Stan.
What a great joke.
Thank you.
I'm be proud of yourself for that one.
The crowd's going crazy.
Okay, let's, so if that's not your pick, what is your pick?
Oh, I already forgot.
Just pick a different man then.
Oh, you know what? We watched the Super Bowl, we watched High School Musical 3, and then me and my roommate watched 10 Things I Hate About You. One of my favorites. Classic, comfort movie. It was good.
Yeah, I could tell.
It was great. I love it. We love Heath Ledger. We love the little... It's so cute.
I've seen that movie a handful of times. It's great.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's just such a comfort movie. It's just throw it on. Throw it on and just have a fun little time.
It's crazy because Heath Ledger... That's the only other movie I've seen Heath Ledger in, though.
Other than the Dark Knight trilogy.
So it's just crazy that it's just
You haven't seen Brokeback Mountain?
No, I haven't seen Brokeback Mountain. But it's just crazy that it's like that and then like the Joker. It's like
very different.
No wonder people were freaking out when if that was your impression of the guy, then of course you're not gonna like think he's gonna do a good job.
In Dark Knight?
Yeah, like before when that got announced, people were freaking on the internet.
They were mad.
Like, how could Heath Ledger ever be the Joker?
He's too dreamy.
You don't. I mean, like I don't blame anybody for not having the connection to be like, who knew he was gonna do that? You know what I mean?
Christopher Nolan saw something that the rest of the world didn't.
I guess so. Either way, that man is dead now. R.I.P. I'm saying R.I.P. I'm placing my respects.
So aggressive.
No, it wasn't meant to be aggressive. I'm just saying.
Okay, well, How to Lose a Guy, or not? Wait, no, not How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Different rom-com with 10 in the title. 10 Things I Hate About You. Great movie, comfort movie.
Too many
90s adaptation of Taming of the Shrew by Shakespeare. It takes place at a high school. It's fun stuff.
You know, that's got to be a great way to break in. Just write a rom-com loosely based on a Shakespeare movie. Just do one for one that hasn't been done.
I don't know, though, because I feel like they were really big in the 90s and 2000s.
Bring it back. What I hate the All About You. What the Sydney Sweeney one?
You're just... Oh, yeah, no, that was one. Anyone But You.
Yeah.
That was one.
Yeah.
That was successful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The market's there. Do one that hasn't been done before, like Midsummer Night's Dream. Or like... I don't know, one of the other gajillion Shakespeare plays.
There's a lot of options.
I'm paving the way for your Hollywood success, Christina.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I have some ideas.
You have some ideas?
I actually do.
All right, well, we'll check back in 5 years.
Yeah, no,
if this podcast is still happening.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, should we get into the movie?
Yeah, let's just fucking get through this. All right.
Wait, why do you say that like that?
I didn't dislike the movie, but...
No, this is the best one.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Do you think it's the best one?
No, but I think...
Do you think the first one's the best one?
Yeah.
You're actually wrong. That's crazy.
The first one is the best from, like, a plot perspective.
No, I disagree.
These other two did not have plots that really led up to anything. Like, the characters didn't really develop any... The first one
I think that this movie, Troy develops the most. For sure.
What? How?
He's struggling. He's going back and forth. Do I do basketball? Do I sing songs?
That's the character's dilemma he had in the first one.
Right, but this one has more weight to it because it's for college and it's a lot more final. And also, I wasn't done because it's also this kind of like taking in the moment of high school because he's so stressed. He's like, everything's just coming and like I have to make all these decisions and I'm stressed out. I find Troy relatable in this movie. And I remember watching this as a senior in high school and being like, wow, like not like it's High School Musical, okay? Like I'm not trying to like make it too profound or anything, but I remember watching it and thinking like, I really relate to Troy's struggle here. I get it.
Well, spoiler alert, Troy doesn't have to pick. He just delayed his picking. He just went to a college that let him do both.
Yes, but that was a big deal for him because he had his dad being like, you know, you dreamed about this one school for basketball your whole life versus you and Mrs. Darbus being like, yeah, I submitted you to Juilliard. Crazy move, by the way. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But I think that it is, I don't know. I think it took, like, he both lost parts of himself to move forward in the way that was best for him, you know?
Yeah, to UC Berkeley.
Yeah, that's some bullshit right there, but that's like not till the end of the movie.
Okay, well, I guess we spoiled where he goes, but that's not really important.
Shall we start from the beginning?
No,
we're not, because you have to share your stupid little fun facts.
Welcome, guys, to another great segment of the show called Tyson's Facts and Figures. Tyson's Facts and Figures. You tried to just silence me right there by speaking over me.
I was burping, and I'm hoping that didn't pick it up.
I'm doing my facts and figures. This was directed by Kenny Ortega, written by
Peter... Kenny!
Didn't
mean to throw you off like that.
Barsacchini? I don't know. I don't know if I was saying his name for the past 2 times we did the facts and figures, but Peter Barsacchini wrote it. Let's check the budget. Holy shit. $30 million budget. So, like, way up.
You have to understand.
I think the last one was like $7 million, and the first one was like $5 million.
This is one of 2 Disney Channel movies to be released in theaters.
What's the second one?
Lizzie McGuire. This was a huge deal.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I went and saw this in theaters for my 7th birthday. It was me and my friend. We were the only ones in the theater, so we were singing around. We were running around the theater, singing the songs, dancing. It was great.
Well,
what a wonderful memory.
It definitely made its money back at a box office of $252.9 million.
Hell yeah.
So,
let's go.
Pretty good Hollywood success. And a mid-budget movie. You don't see movies like this anymore.
No, mid-budget movies, that's a whole other conversation, but what a tragic loss.
I think generally the movie looks pretty good. It has like a very high, like, it's blown out a lot. You know what I'm talking about? It's very bright.
You're going to say this one's really bright after the second movie?
No, but this one's bright in like a different way. Like the highlights are very hot. You know what I mean? It's like they're shining a light and like
they got a really good lighting team in there.
Yeah, the lighting team is better, I guess.
Okay.
It's a lot more stylized. They're not just running around the
They're not just like, oh, you know what? Let's put the saturation way up to show that it's summer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They got actual lights to make it look nice.
All right. Okay. Now we can go through the plot.
Okay.
I'm done with my facts and figures. Literally, my facts and figures are just like 4 facts.
It depends on the movie. I feel like this one didn't bother me as much because it should be noted that this was released in theaters when the other ones. Why are you making that face?
Because I just like what are you against me informing the people?
I just think this is fun and silly and facts boring.
What, people listen to this podcast to be informed about the
movie?
It's
like whenever we talk about things and then like I'm right, as you said in the last episode, that was funny listening to you. You're like, yeah, I'm always wrong. I'm going to prove you wrong one day. It's like, this is like your one chance to be right because you have the facts right in front of you.
Wait,
so you can't be wrong about them.
I'm just trying to give power to the people, okay? Listen, journalism is under...
Is that what we're calling our podcast? Journalism?
Journalism now is more important than ever.
Oh my god. Yeah, and we're really delivering all the hard-hitting facts over here.
Just go through the plot of the movie.
Great. I'm excited to.
Okay, great. I am too.
It starts off, you see, it shows the logo. They have a big 3 with the lights lighting up, and it says High School Musical 3, senior year.
It does say that.
Then Troy, he looks up, slow motion, he's covered in sweat, he's on the basketball court, he's breathing hard and heavy.
Are we really gonna get this detailed for the entire movie?
No, I just need people to understand this beginning, and the way, like, you don't understand, like, okay, I've mentioned before, like, Troy Bolton, first celebrity crush, right? I understood it in this one, you know? Like, I was like, oh, Troy Bolton.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then we see big basketball game. They're running around, they're playing basketball.
Yeah.
They're down by quite a bit, like 20 points or something. It's halftime. They go to the locker room. They have a little pep talk. They go back out there, and they're saying, you have 16 minutes left. This is your last 16 minutes on this court at this school, blah, 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 whatever. Not at the school. They have the rest of their year to go through. Anyway, and they start singing, 16 minutes left, better get it time.
Okay, right away, the songs in this one are even worse than the last one.
I disagree, and I think you have the problem of, not recency bias, like, I think you've just heard the songs in the first one the most.
No.
And so you think they're the catchiest.
No, because I knew the ones in the second one. The ones in the second that I hadn't heard a bunch, at least I could recognize that they were good. Like the Bada Bada Swing song. Like that's
the Bada Bada Swing?
Like that song was pretty alright. But like, nothing in this movie, except maybe the finale song. And I'm sure
That's the one you're gonna pick as one of the...
Well, it's the one I know.
That's exactly! That's my whole point!
I know, but there's no way I could know any of these because none of them are memorable.
They're all memorable!
No? Okay, name one other song.
Now or Never, Scream, Can I Have This Dance?
All bad.
High School Musical is the one at the end. We're gonna get into all these iconic songs and more. Tyson's wrong. That's what we need to know about this.
Okay. Well,
the songs are great.
We're not gonna take it shot by shot, describing in detail his sweat in every
No, I just like that shot. There was just a lot going on. Anyway, so they come back on the court. They're singing. They're playing basketball.
They look up
also
to the
during
stands.
the song, there's the great part. Troy gets, I don't know, he gets like hit or something, and then Gabriella stands up. Yeah. The one voice in the
there's like
crowd.
A spotlight on her and
Troy! And then they have a whole little singing conversation.
It's cheesy.
I will say, listen, here's what I will say about these movies overall, okay? You know, sometimes you're like aware that like something you liked when you were younger, you're aware now that it's cringy or like maybe it's not good, but in your brain, like it's forever gonna be good.
Sure.
Maybe that's my problem with these movies, is just like, I watched them at a fundamental age and I was in love with them then, and I'm just like never not gonna love them.
Fair enough.
You know?
Fair enough.
I have that feeling about some other books and movies and stuff that I was into a lot when I was younger. Because it's moments like that I can recognize that's a little cheesy. They didn't need to have Gabriella in a spotlight.
I just love that they're treating this like
I love it.
Like an epic grand romance when they're just two fuckers in high school.
I know. I thought it was so romantic when I was a kid, and I was like, they're 18. They're gonna be fine. This is not the end of the world.
But they're deep in love in this movie.
So that happens. The game ends. Troy actually passes the winning shot to this kid named Rocket Man, who's like a sophomore or something.
Yeah.
Rocket Man makes the winning shot. Everybody goes crazy. They won the championship. So then, great. It's like school the next day or whatever.
Yeah.
They're back at school.
Because they're in high school.
They're at school. We check in with Sharpay. Here's the thing. Sharpay in this movie.
I will give them credit.
Oh, wait. We skipped a part.
Yeah.
Actually, this part's not that important. They're just after there's like a big party at Troy's house to celebrate the game, and then Troy and Gabriella sing a song in their tree house.
Can we talk about this high school party for a second? Not only are there adults there also, but it's like raining confetti, and it's like very clearly not any kind of high school party that would have ever existed.
I feel like parents being at a
there's like a paper mache dragon that they're just like
no, it's the Wildcat.
Around. What? It's the same thing.
It's the Wildcat because they're celebrating the basketball win.
We never had a paper mache mascot at all.
I didn't, but I had friends who had big parties that parents were at. It's high school. I feel like if I ever went, not that I went to many parties in high school, but when I did, my parents were like, well, is there going to be a parent there? We want to see the parent.
Damn, that's lame.
I'm sorry. How many parties did you go to in high school?
Every night.
Right.
Every night.
Loser.
No.
You're a liar and you're a loser.
I'm not lying. I went all the time. Okay, let's just get through this. So
okay, that's not that important.
What I was saying about Sharpay. What I was saying about Sharpay.
Whatever. Go to Sharpay.
They pull back on her in this one, which I appreciate.
I love Sharpay in this one because in the first movie we dressed like she's just trying to get the role and she's kind of vindictive, but she's not evil. Mm-hmm. The second movie, she's like low-key evil. She's actively trying to
very
Tyson
annoying.
thinks she's annoying. I don't think she's annoying, but actually I'm obsessed with her, but I could see why many people would think she's annoying. So there's that. Also in the second movie, she's like actively trying to ruin Troy and Gabriella's relationship. She's very self-serving. Like she just does not care. So they pull her back in this movie and they're like, okay, we're not gonna make Sharpay evil. Sharpay just is goal-oriented, okay? And Sharpay wants to go and be on Broadway. So she's gonna do everything she can to achieve that goal. And let's just say she's pretty fabulous in doing it. Anyway, basically they check in with Sharpay and that's what happens. And Sharpay has like an assistant now.
Yeah, like
Tiara Gold.
Like a British assistant.
Who's British. I think she was actually like 13 when they filmed this, which is kind of crazy because, all the main people at this point are in their 20s. Like,
no, all the rest of the people are our age at this point.
Right. That's so weird to think about. Imagine if we were making 23. High School Musical right now.
Do you think we could pass for like high schoolers? Maybe.
You think so?
I mean, like I'd have to shave. But like, yeah.
Maybe if you shaved. I've seen you shave before, and
I look like a young little boy.
You do look younger. I don't know if I could.
Perfect for like
I think maybe if I
Chris
wore
Hansen show, if I had to.
A certain, like if I dressed a certain way and did my hair a certain way, then maybe. I think we look like we're in our early 20s though.
We'd be at the high school that like Peter Parker from like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, all those kids attend, where it's
they all look like they're 30.
They all look like they're 30. Okay,
so in class,
Miss Darbus, the teacher that's been in all these movies, enrolls all the people in the homeroom into...
No, Kelsey signs them up.
What, Kelsey?
Kelsey, the composer.
Why does she do that? I thought it was Miss Darbus.
No, Kelsey does it because she's like... Kelsey signs everyone up for the musical, and she's basically like, you guys, like, it's our last show. Like, so we're all going to graduate. I just thought, like, everybody would want to do it.
No, when had anyone else other than Troy, Gabriella, and the usual misfits decide they wanted to be in the show? I guess
she was like, well, we all sang at the talent show last summer. So now do you know how much commitment being in the school musical is? Well, it's a lot. Well, everybody gets mad at her, to be fair. Everybody's like, Kelsey, I'm too busy. Taylor's like, I've got yearbook. Chad's like, I've got basketball.
Yeah, Mr. Chad, I don't dance. So now he has to dance.
And now he has to dance. And Gabriella's like up for this like special Stanford experience or something. Like everyone's like, we don't have time for this. And Troy's finally like, fine, guys, I'll do it. You guys, I don't want to sing. Don't make me sing.
Because little Troy wants to
okay,
sing.
I guess if you really want me to sing, I'll sing. Like,
but also, like, the premise for this musical sucks. It's like, just do like songs based on your high school senior year. Is this not just like a graduation ceremony at this point?
So this movie is called High School Musical 3 Senior Year, but the musical that they are performing is called Senior Year. So they're gonna sing some basketball songs. They're gonna listen. This is what happens when you have a student
all the songs they
show.
perform in the movie are the songs that they perform at the
musical.
Uh-huh.
Right. But I think that's kind of nice. It's like meta, you know?
Yeah, but again, it bends the logic of when they're singing and when they're not singing in the universe.
The music was always in them, you know, because in the second movie
they always
sing,
had the music in them.
You are the music in me, but the music was in them.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
You know how long? You know we're already 25 minutes into this podcast, and we have yet to get through the second paragraph of the plot.
There's not that many paragraphs today, though. Okay. So as Miss Jarvis explains this, she also announces what?
What?
I didn't hear what you said.
I'm just saying. I'm just gonna drink while you go.
Oh yeah, Tyson has a hard seltzer.
What?
Slow down. Crazy. Anyway, what was I saying?
I don't know.
I was talking about Miss Jarvis. Okay, so she says, "Oh, the senior year musical, whatever." She also announces that 4 students are being considered for a scholarship at Juilliard. Juilliard, you got? Do you know how hard it is to get into Juilliard? It's insane.
Wasn't there that TikToker that got like upset?
Oh, don't get me started. I have such strong opinions about this.
Do you? Okay, share them. Share them on the podcast publicly.
There was this guy. I'm pretty sure his name was Axel Weber.
That is his name.
That's his name. You remember? Oh my god.
I don't want to like shit. Are you about to shit talk this dude? I don't want to shit talk anybody.
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I'm about to shit talk the people on the internet.
Okay.
So, okay, he's posting about how he moved. I don't know why he originally blew up, because he had like a really tiny apartment in New York or something.
Yeah.
And then he starts sharing with his followers like, "Oh, I'm gonna apply to Juilliard." Okay, I don't know this guy. Whatever. He also, everybody's like, "Oh my god, you're like Peter Parker," and he really embraced that. And I was like, "Calm down."
He also doesn't look like Peter Parker. He doesn't wear glasses. Anyway, he doesn't get into Juilliard.
He doesn't get into Juilliard. And people online went to like Juilliard's socials and completely spammed them.
It's because he's a hot TikTok boy. That's why.
You should have let him in. Da, da, da. And I'm like, oh my god. Everybody get a grip. We've never seen this man act before. Also, this is not hate to him. Like, I think he's actually is doing acting stuff now, so good for him.
Uh-huh.
But, like, I'm pretty sure when he had mentioned, like, oh yeah, I'm applying to Juilliard, he had no experience. He didn't have, like, a resume. Like, he hadn't done anything.
Well, you know...
And he was trying to get into Juilliard.
He got a bunch of scholarships to other acting schools because of this.
Great. I hope he took them. I'm not trying to hate on him, but, like, I just think that's crazy. And also, it's not his fault that people on the internet went crazy. Like, that was not on him.
No, but I mean, like, you would know, right? Like, that by posting that stuff on TikTok, you
were trying to get attention. But, like, a school like Juilliard, they're not gonna...
Well, you know whose attention he did get? My rival, Mr. Puth.
Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie Puth duetted the TikTok.
This is the second episode of a row we're talking about Charlie Puth.
Yeah, because he's my rival now.
Why is he your rival?
Because I don't like that he does his little... I can make a song out of anything.
That makes him your rival. I feel like when you say rival, it's like he's competing with you in some way.
He's like my Shadow the Hedgehog. So
I don't understand that reference.
Listen. So then he's like, I didn't get into Juilliard either. Charlie Puth didn't get into Juilliard.
Well, Charlie, maybe there's a reason for that. You and your bland music. Anyway,
it sounds like he's your rival. He sounds like he's a rival of the podcast.
He's not my rival.
He sounds like a rival of the podcast.
We're not like competing in the charts with each other. I actually have no problem with him.
Somebody get me in touch with Charlie Puth.
I don't have a problem with Axel Weber. I had a problem with all these fangirls that decided to go and hate on Juilliard because they were like, "Oh, you we've never seen him act. What if he sucks?"
Okay, let's move on.
You don't know. Anyway, yeah. What were we talking about?
Okay. All 4 of them got scholarships.
No. They're in consideration. So the 4 people that are in consideration are Ryan for choreography, Kelsey, Sharpay, and Troy. And everyone's like, Troy? Huh? Juilliard? Troy. What are you talking about? That's
he can't
crazy.
play basketball there.
And even Troy's like, he's like, I didn't sign up for this. What is this? No. But he kind of starts to show a little bit of interest in it. So we'll keep it in mind. What happens next?
It's your favorite movie. You tell me.
Sharpay.
Okay.
Going back to Sharpay. So, next scene, Sharpay is plotting with Ryan. She's like, we need to figure out a way for me to get the scholarship. I mean, for us to get the scholarship, because you're my brother and I love you, and of course I want both of us to succeed. And she sings a song called I Want It All. And you guys...
Christina loses her goddamn mind.
As a kid, this was my favorite song out of all 3 High School Musical movies. I loved this song so much. It's basically just her singing a song being like, she wants to be a Broadway star. And it's this big dramatic musical number. It's so fun because they're doing like all this Broadway stuff like all in the cafeteria, and it's like they're playing pretend almost that like she's this big star, and it's like her and Ryan, and then they have like all the other characters are coming in and like being their maid and their butler, and Troy comes in, he's like a fanboy, and he's like, Sharpay, I love you. Like, I love it so much.
It's a good number.
It's a good number.
Well, you can already tell how much production value has increased with the increased budget of $20 million.
Yeah. There's just the drama.
There's a lot more
Broadway,
sets.
Hollywood, the choreography. It's 2 kids with a dream, man.
Listen,
okay?
You don't need money to have good choreo.
No, you don't need money to have good choreo.
So that's always...
When you got Kenny Ortega... that you don't even need to try, okay? Kenny's gonna whip up something. So they're doing like they're doing like a Rockette kick line, like oh my god. I just loved it. I loved the drama of it. I was a little kid, I danced, so I was like, yes, Broadway, this is amazing. I love it. I love Sharpay, everything's pink. I feel very passionate about that number. I think it's great.
Is Broadway still like the golden ticket to theater fame? Is it like the beacon it is? Like
I mean that's like asking, is Hollywood the golden ticket to
I don't know, but like, is it like I feel like Broadway is nothing like how it used to be. I feel like nobody knows any of the stars on Broadway.
It's a lot of people who are successful on Broadway make their way into mainstream.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
That's one example. Wait, hold on. I could think of some people. Lin-Manuel Miranda, Renee Rapp. Do you know her?
She was on. Renee Rapp was on Broadway.
Yeah. She won
Isn't
this.
She like but isn't that like a nepotism baby thing though? Also,
no. She won this High School Musical. Didn't even mean to say that. High School like musical theater competition called the Jimmies, and then that got her the role before Mean Girls the musical, the movie was a thing. She was Regina on the Broadway version of it.
Oh, so
there was that, and then she ended up doing her own music and her own thing.
Okay.
But that's how she rose to fame. Andrew Barth Feldman, he's the guy who was in that Jennifer Lawrence movie last year. He won that same competition.
I know him.
That's how he blew up. Cynthia Erivo, Broadway.
All right,
she comes from Broadway. Ariana Grande, she started on Broadway.
Yeah, okay. All these people, guess where they ended up though? In the movies. They left Broadway.
You know what?
And they got more famous off of Broadway.
Oh, Rachel Zegler's another. Well, Rachel, actually, I take that back. She technically didn't go to Broadway first. She's on Broadway now.
That Snow White movie, by the way, dreadful looking. It looks scary.
It looks so bad.
It looks scary.
It just looks bad.
Why would they make the dwarves photorealistic texture, but then keep their cartoonish proportions? It just looks like a monster. Anyway. Okay. Oh my God, we still have so much of this movie.
We were talking about Broadway. I love the Sharpay song. It was always my favorite as a kid. I have a special place for it now. Sometimes in my head, if I feel like I'm making like really big moves, like there's the part of the song where they're like, I want it. I want. They're doing like the Fosse hands, and that just plays in my brain.
All right, can we move on? That's like the second song in the movie.
No, it's like the third.
Okay. We still
anyway,
have like 10
whatever.
more.
Where are we?
Oh, we get up to the rooftop.
We're back on the roof.
So, from the first movie, I don't know if we mentioned it, but Troy's special place is the botanical garden on this public high school rooftop.
I think we did mention, there's like a garden on the roof.
And we had this debate whether or not it's a public or a private high school, and it's got to be private, because what public high school has a botanical garden on the roof?
I feel like it's too big to be a private high school. It's
What
huge.
are you talking about? The fact that it's big makes it more likely to be a private...
I don't know.
No, I'm telling you. I have seen private schools.
Here's the thing. I think it could be a private school, but I feel like it's not like... If it is a private school, it's not like a super prestigious one.
Maybe. I'm just saying, there's a private school in my neighborhood. I know what it looks like. I know what their resources are.
Whoa, rich kid alert.
No, not in my neighborhood.
Why would you? There was a private school. I've been to a private school.
There was a private school like down the street from me, and I didn't go there.
I know what private schools are like.
I know, and they're much nicer.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like I've been to, for different reasons, been to different private schools, and I feel like there's different levels to them. Like there's one private school I have in mind that like is basically just like a really nice public school, and then there's like another private school I have in my mind that's like practically a prep academy.
That's what I'm saying. Like the private school in my mind, it looks like this.
Okay.
All right. Let's.
So yeah, they're on the roof. Then they're talking about prom. They have a little dance. Can I have this dance? It's a little romantic moment.
They pulled out a crane for the camera.
Oh. I didn't know what you were talking about.
They pulled out a crane for the camera with that additional budget.
This was the height of romance as a child. I mean, they're dancing in the rain. It's sweet. Gabriella's teaching Troy how to waltz. It's cute.
And so they're going to go to prom together.
So they're going to go to prom.
Wow.
Yay. So then the next day, Troy helps Chad ask Taylor to the prom.
And
ooh.
She makes him do like a whole rigmarole because it wasn't a good enough ask.
She puts him through it. She really
it wasn't a good enough promposal.
I mean, well, to be fair, what is it? Like they're working on the yearbook or whatever, and he's like, yeah, I gotta go get it tux. And she's like, is that your version of asking me to prom?
I'm just saying, maybe communicate with your partner about your expectations, and then you wouldn't have this problem.
So I think they both. It's fair to mess with him a little bit.
They both could have communicated better.
But anyway, she agrees. Now we go into another absolutely fantastic musical number called Night to Remember, where, once again, just love the concept for this, okay? Do you remember this? Do you know what I'm talking about?
What, the Night to Remember?
Yeah.
I thought we were getting into The Boys Are Back in Town or whatever that song is.
No, we're not there yet. They're singing about prom, and so you have, like, the two sides are going back and forth between the boys and the girls. And the boys are all like, oh my god, we have to dress up, like, what's a corsage? What are we doing?
They know what a corsage is.
Like, do we have to go to prom? Like, what do we? And then it's going to the girls being like, they're saying like, getting ready for the night of nights,
guys,
and they're trying
on prom
dresses, and they're gonna impress the boys, and it's going back and forth. Well, they get to that. The boys get excited, but it's going back and forth between the girls like getting ready, being excited, and the boys being like, oh my god, we have to like dress up and like go do this stuff.
I love an excuse to dress up.
I also love an excuse to dress up. I'm kind of sad that senior prom never happened.
Yeah, because of COVID.
But because of COVID, exactly. But it's fun because they're like in these dressing rooms. It's like Tyson was saying, like everything that happens, like, or all the musical numbers are technically also like in the musical. So this part is like all of this is like a set on stage.
Yeah, they're.
So then it cuts, and they're basically singing a song about going to prom. So then the boys go and pick up the girls, and they're like, "Wow, she's so pretty," and they go to the prom, and it's just this big dance number on stage. Kenny popped off with this. This is like, I genuinely think this song has maybe the best choreography in the whole. Series.
It has like good interactions with a set that they built for the movie.
But I'm not. No. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about just the pure choreography. When we get to the end of the song and it's literally just a bunch of people dancing on stage.
I don't know, man. After a while, all choreography just kind of blends together and it kind of just looks like people moving.
That sounds like a you problem. You just don't understand the true art and beauty of dance.
No, I just respect it and I see it. I'm just saying, like, I nothing about this choreo really stood out to me. More so than the other choreo.
It's so good. It's so good. Anyway.
Okay, can we get into the song where the boys are fixing up a car?
Are we there yet?
Yeah, we are, I think.
Oh, Ryan asks Kelsey to prom, which is all a part of...
While Troy and Chad reminisce about their past in O'Reilly's Auto Parts. So they are fixing up a car because they're doing boy stuff, and then they start battling the car with like ninja swords, and that's their song.
They have like this little,
They have a little boy song.
The boys are back. Hey, they're getting.
This song isn't that good either. You really.
Wait, sorry. I'm looking at my notes, and I have Tyson thinks British is exotic.
Well, I was just saying, like, I was just
a British girl.
Well, no, I wasn't talking about her specific. I was just saying British accents in general
Are exotic.
Well, I mean, like. I feel like if you talk to a woman with a British accent, you're like, ooh. You're like, oh, you have a British accent. I'm not talking about that girl specifically because you said that girl was 13 or 14 when they were recording. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about...
I don't think of British as exotic, I guess.
Well, like, it's foreign to the U.S.
Sure. Anyway, sorry, I thought that was funny. I don't know why I put
voices.
But... What?
I was just saying our voices, which are like crows
annoying.
Squawking.
I know. Yeah. Americans are so annoying.
Imagine if we were on this podcast and we were like, oh yeah, I'll go have a fucking cup of tea and we're going to talk about High School Musical.
We're going to talk about High School Musical.
High Academy Musical. Because they go to Academy.
Bloody hell.
School. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I'm deeply resentful of the British. They just have a cooler attitude.
I actually love... British people are so cool.
Okay, let's move on.
I kind of hate them, but I kind of also want to be them. Anyway, yeah, no, I remember the boys scene. I remember, like, my brother did not go to see this movie with me, and I was like, no, like, there's a whole boy... Like, this movie's for boys, too. Like...
It's not really. It's a girl movie. I mean, that's fine.
Whoa, boys can like musical theater. How dare you?
It's for all audiences.
It's for all audiences.
It's not necessarily
the main character's a boy.
Yeah.
Troy's the main character. He plays basketball.
He does play basketball.
And girls can play basketball too.
But not in this movie. No girls in this movie play basketball.
In the second movie, during the opening number, there is a girl during the basketball part, doing the basketball choreography.
I didn't notice.
Maybe you weren't looking close enough.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't. Okay, so yeah, they have their little boy moment, and then they're fine.
The boys are back. They're doing good. So now Gabrielle, there's another song that's really good, and I don't remember when exactly it is, but that's okay. It's fine.
We're just
Troy just looks really good in that song. That's all. Little me was so in love.
Okay.
Anyway,
so Gabriella has been accepted into, like, Stanford's early college program or something.
Yes. So basically she's going to go to Stanford for the rest of the school year.
And everybody's talking about it, but she didn't tell Troy. And so Troy has to go hear it from somebody else and then has to go confront Gabriella. And he's like, hey, girl, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah, like, what? Why didn't you let me know?
And she's like, because... And he's like,
well,
of course you should go. Which, I mean, yeah, of course you should go.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then, she should absolutely go.
And then he's like... Why wouldn't you? And she's like, well, it always feels like my life going so fast and, you know.
You know, they kind of bond over, like, life's changing so much. What are we going to do?
But I mean, like, this is just how life is. Like, life is fast when you're in.
But also, I don't know, I get it as, like, a high schooler. Also, as someone who's post-grad college, I'm even more like, what the hell is going on?
What do you mean? Now guess what? You got through.
This is so much worse than graduating high school,
What do you mean? Now we have a podcast. What are you talking about? This is, if anything, we're at the height of our lives.
Oh my god, I really hope this is not the height of our lives. I pray that there are times better than this ahead.
What do you mean? Well, we graduate
Where
college
we're not
and now
sitting on the floor of a closet.
And now our reward is that we get to have a podcast. What are you talking about?
Anyway,
Don't you love this?
I find they're kind of overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed by life, and I get that.
I'm not. I'm having a great time recording this podcast with my good friend Christina, and I'm excited to do this for the rest of our lives. Anyway, so now Gabriella's doing her thing. I like this line. Troy convinces Gabriella to go, and she leaves for college the next day.
Oh yeah, Gabriella has a song too. This song's fine. Her best.
What about us?
Gabriella's best. That's her best solo song.
What about Trust?
The second movie. That's for sure. This one is fine. It's kind of forgettable, to be honest.
I just like that she goes to college the next, like, all it took is just...
Troy's like, you should go, and she's like, okay, bye.
And then she goes.
Now, so now Troy and his dad...
have a little fight, because he's like, when were you going to tell me about Juilliard? And she's like, I can do more than just play basketball, Dad. Didn't we do this exact conversation in the first movie?
Yes, but it was much lower stakes, because it was just like the school musical, like, at the end of the semester, you know?
Yeah.
This is life. Because we all know whatever you do in college is what you're going to do for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
There's nothing else. You can never change paths again.
And we both majored in podcasting.
I mean, the closest you can get to that. Anyway, so Troy's dad is like, we've been talking your whole life about...
Well, I mean, for them, it's like scholarships.
Basketball.
Even though money... for them,
that is
not
part of
a fucking issue because they have a
nice
giant ass house
Their house
and they
is
have
so
a basketball
nice.
court in their backyard. I'm just saying.
They had that big, huge party.
But then again, on a basketball coach salary for
maybe his mom's like,
yeah, like what is the mom like? How do you afford such a nice house if you're just the gym teacher?
Maybe she's the breadwinner. But also, if he's a basketball coach at a private school, that is a little bit more.
That would get you a lot more money.
Because then also, if they're doing private school tuition, but maybe if the dad works there, then they don't have to pay for Troy to go there. Because I mean, private school's a lot of money.
Yeah, private school is a lot of money. I don't know. I didn't go.
Me neither.
Do you think how much different do you think we would be if we went to private school? Do you think this podcast would be any better or worse?
I think we'd have very different lives than we're at right now.
I feel like we'd be less scrappy.
Yeah. No, public school does some things to a person. Sometimes when I talk to my friends that did go to private school growing up, I'm like, you guys don't get it. I'm like, you guys don't understand.
You guys weren't on the streets of public school.
You guys don't understand. They had to take away our lunch period because there were too many fights.
We had to put our phones on the wall in little pockets.
What?
At senior year, right before we all got kicked out, they implemented a rule that we had to put our phones in the little pockets on the
My junior year, they made this. They had like these phone pouches that you were supposed to put your phones in. That did not last long at all.
Yeah.
No. They tried it. It did not work.
Well, there was one where we had to put one class. We just had to put them in tubs on the table. However, well, no wonder annoying ass high school girls would have their like ringer on and their vibration, and then also the light would flash on the phone when they're getting a call.
I hated when people had that.
It's just like, girl, you know you're getting a call.
I hate it when people had the flashing light on.
You don't need all that shit turned on.
I don't understand that. Also, it's because me, like my whole life, my phone is always on silent. Even now, like my phone is on silent all the time.
I just got
because I was always so scared if I was in class, like I didn't want it to start going off and to get in trouble.
And now it's the same thing because it's like now if I'm like a PA on like a set, I don't want my phone to go off, so it's on Do Not Disturb.
It's just the same thing. It's not on Do Not Disturb, but I have the ringer off.
Oh my god! Why did that fill me with like a rage?
No, the flashing light was annoying. I remember people doing that.
Like, I'll throw hands.
I remember one of my friends doing that, and I was like, girl, you gotta turn that off.
Turn that off.
That is obnoxious.
Oh my god. Okay, we gotta get through this, please.
We're doing good on time. We're getting to the end. We're almost there.
Okay.
So, Troy, after having this argument with his dad, he goes to the school, and he has his big Troy number.
Yeah, he's running around the schools.
Which, you actually like this one, right?
Yeah, he's in like a rotating
He's in a rotating hallway. Okay, Inception. Okay, Chris Nolan. Chris Nolan is scared of Kenny Ortega, okay?
He's not. He's not, because Kenny Ortega is doing like The Descendants.
Because Kenny Ortega could do Inception, but Chris Nolan could not do High School Musical.
Can we watch those movies? Are The Descendants any good? What about Zombies?
You guys, I babysat. We've been through this. I've seen Descendants and Zombies. I haven't seen Descendants 3 or Zombies 3. I've only seen the first two of both of them.
I ran this idea past Christina, but I'm going to throw it to the podcast people in case anybody has any vocal support for this. I think we should do our DCOM movie podcast where we just go through the DCOM movies, the Disney Channel movies. We go through Descendants.
I'm not against it.
We go through Zombies. We go through one of the fucking
Descendants
Beethovens.
And Zombies are both Disney Channel. Like, they're fine. Like,
My 13th year where he turns into like a fucking fish.
I feel like I don't know a lot of the older
Luck of the Irish
Disney
where he
Channel.
turns into a leprechaun.
I don't know
It's
that
Teen
one.
Wolf, but he's a leprechaun.
You know what I do
Under
like?
Wraps where he's a mummy.
What I do like? Teen Beach Movie.
That would be one.
I actually think I have opinions on that one because that movie, I feel like the movie as a whole, the musical numbers,
well, don't give
out
up,
of this world.
Don't give up your opinion now.
Okay.
Save it for our
that
spin-off
one's not Kenny
podcast.
though. I don't know who directed that, but it's not Kenny.
Some useless chump.
Yeah, someone who did not some useless chump because they had their good things going. But no, Descendants and Zombies. Did Kenny Ortega? Yeah, I think he did do Zombies.
He did Zombies or Descendants, one of them.
He did Descendants.
Okay, then he didn't do Zombies.
He didn't do Zombies.
I
was like, I'm not sure if he did Zombies. Descendants is fine. It's a Disney Channel movie.
I'm just saying, I think that would be a great podcast.
Kenny did, choreography good, songs are good, whatever.
Okay, where are we in this movie?
So in this movie, it's Scream. Troy's running around the school screaming.
Yeah, he's screaming.
He's like, oh my god!
A bunch of CGI basketballs fall on him.
Do I sing or do I play basketball?
Wait! You've had 3 movies to decide, Troy. Troy, how are you at the exact same point you've always been in? Grow up. That's what I'm saying.
You say this like you are so good at making decisions.
No, I'm just saying though, but like for the audience, give him a new conflict.
But it's the same conflict, but it's heightened.
I'm just saying, by the third movie, we couldn't think of something else.
What else was he gonna do?
Go to war or stay?
Go to war.
I don't know.
You go to war.
You go to war.
I'm not going to war. I'm a woman.
They'll put women in war now.
I think the opposite, but
okay.
Anyway, that's a different topic. So yeah, he's running around the school. I think this is a fun song. I do, honestly, I think the best Troy song is also in the second movie. I think Bet on It's
No, I agree. Bet on It's better.
This is still great. I think this is still one of the more memorable songs in this movie.
It's one of the better songs in this movie.
Sure.
But I don't think it's amazing.
Okay, so he ends up on the stage, and he literally, the song's called Scream, and he finally does just scream. And Miss Darbus is there, and she's like, I put you up for the Juilliard Scholarship. Yeah. She's like, I think I think you're great. I
mean, look at you. You're screaming on the stage in the middle of the
She's
night.
like, why are you here on stage? And he's like, I like
How'd you even get into the school?
Like, exactly. I bet his dad has a key or something.
Oh, yeah.
But, no, I was going to say, I was like, did I sneak into high school once? No, we didn't. But I don't know if I should say this.
No, don't say it. Well, tell me and Cassie and you can cut it out.
No, it's probably, but it's not bad.
Okay, fine, fucking tell it.
My junior prom, with the group of people I was with, we went to my high school after the prom, and we climbed onto the roof. And that was pretty fun. That was like a fun little shenanigan high school memory,
That's
you know?
not that bad, yeah.
That wasn't that bad. It was fun. It was cool.
You know, I buried a body. I'm kidding. And you'll never discover where it is, so let's move on.
Did you sing a song while you did it?
Yeah, I did. I was like, I'm burying a body, la-da-dee-dee.
Okay. All right, so Troy sings, so he has this moment, whatever. He gets a call from Gabriella being like, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, Gabriella
was like, she was going to go to the Stanford thing, but she was still going to come back for prom, and she was going to come back for graduation, and she's like, I cannot keep saying goodbye. Difficult. It's really painful. I really don't want to do it. Like, I'm staying here. And he is, like, pissed off by this, which, honestly, I don't know. It's one of those situations where, like, I get where Gabriella's coming from. If I was her friend, I'd be like, girl, really? Like,
yeah, no, just come.
Just come. Like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
But she thinks it's too hard, it's too emotional to say goodbye. So Troy drives his dinky little truck to Stanford, which is like hundreds of miles or something. This is something they discuss too, because, you know, they're high schoolers and they're in love, and so they're like, what are we gonna do?
How many miles are we gonna be apart from each other? How many miles
do we have to drive?
They'll be fine. They're gonna break up, but they'll be fine.
They'll be fine. So he drives up to see her on prom night so they can still spend prom together, I guess, even though it's
how sweet
up at Stanford. I'm just putting together the timeline for this, and it doesn't make sense. Is prom also the same night as the show? There's no way.
No.
But okay, well, he's at Stanford when the musical's supposed to happen. So he texts.
Oh, are they
his understudy? Same night?
They must be.
What?
Then they must be the same night.
I don't know. I think the little dancing.
Listen,
this
high school has like bad planning where they plan all school events to happen all at the same time.
On the same night at the same time. No, I think the part where they're like, quote unquote, like dancing at prom, I think is just supposed to be like, because like he has this whole speech where he's like, I like want to spend, like, my prom is wherever you are. Wow. Oh, whoa. So romantic. So I think I don't know if it's like literally prom night or like if you just drove up to like spend some time with her, you know. You just zoned out.
Yeah, no, I'm just
I could tell you were like looking into the distance.
The podcast closet is in your brain. The podcast closet is hot.
My mom's calling me.
I'm like done with this movie. Let's.
Okay, so Troy texts his You guys remember we mentioned Rocket Man sophomore?
Yeah.
There's a part early in the movie. I didn't say this, but my friend and I, they do. They like steal his clothes. They run around. But I was gonna say he's like so cringy.
Yeah.
There's a part where he goes up to Troy. He goes, Troy, my brother, and he like gives him a little pat. Anyway, my friend and I used to do that to each other because we thought it was really funny.
Cool.
So he texts Rocket Man, this guy we're talking about. He is actually the understudy for Troy. Sharpay was Gabriella's understudy, so Sharpay already knows she's going on. She already knows Gabriella is not going to be in the show. Troy is now texting Rocket Man. And we know Sharpay. We know Sharpay was excited to perform with Troy, even if she is past her home wrecking days, okay? She was thrilled for it. So when Sharpay gets on stage and she has to sing with this guy who comes out wearing the funkiest costume ever.
Yeah.
And also, I guess he put on like a bunch of cologne, so she starts sneezing, so she can't sing the song. It's bad. I love Sharpay, but this was a girl flop moment. Okay?
Girl flop moment.
It's not good. Because love her, but like she looks disgusted, and a true professional would have handled this situation better, okay?
I agree.
You would have played along.
I agree.
And I love Sharpay, but she did not
She
deliver in that
should have
moment.
ponied up for it.
She should have. Because keep in mind, the Juilliard people are in the audience. They're there. They're
Yeah,
watching
I
the
know.
show. They're watching
And when
everyone.
Troy goes on,
So Troy goes on with Gabriella because they finally get back, and it's sweet and endearing.
and then you know the
everybody gives
Juilliard
Gabriella
people are
hugs.
like,
And they go,
that's Troy Bolton.
that's Troy Bolton. And they get up and they start clapping. So it's like, whoa, they really like
And
Troy.
so you think they're gonna give him the scholarship, but then they don't. So
That's the song I really like where Troy is cute. So then we find out, so Sharpay's getting ready to do her big number. She's like, you know what, fine. Like, I didn't get to do Gabriella's number. They came back. It was a disaster, whatever. I'm going to go do my number. So she goes, and Tiara, her assistant, has stolen her dress.
Yeah.
And she's going to go on for her. But Sharpay's like, absolutely not.
she has a
I'm not letting
spare
that happen.
of the dress.
She's got a spare dress. So now you have basically two Sharpays on stage trying to outshine one another at the same time. It's fun. It's like a reprise of the song she sings earlier in the movie. Anyway, so that Sharpay gets to have her moment where she embarrasses the other girl, and she does outshine her, in my opinion. So
And
good
that's
for
it.
Sharpay.
And then the musical ends,
So the musical
and
ends.
they announce who gets the scholarships.
Well,
at
they
Juilliard,
everybody announces what their next steps are.
which I guess I don't know how they had all this information already because the Juilliard people are there. I thought
Well, they're gonna announce the Juilliard scholarship at the
I
end.
know, but
So
I thought
they-
the
so
Juilliard
you know-
people would have been there to make their decision. Are they making the decision right then and there?
Yeah, I guess so. That's.
I thought they were gonna have.
They watched the show and they were like, we know exactly what we're doing. We don't need to think about this at all. So Kelsey and Ryan, they both get the scholarship. That's
Yep.
crazy. Two people from Juilliard from the same school.
From East High.
East High, man.
Them
So
private
Kelsey and
schools.
Ryan get the Juilliard scholarship. Good for
Yeah.
them. Sharpay is going to some nearby college and she's going to run the drama department. You know, Gabriella, we already know Stanford. Chad's going to go play basketball. And Troy has his big reveal, which we spoiled earlier. He's
UC
going to
Berkeley.
UC Berkeley, where he can...
So he can
He can
dance.
sing.
Or no, he can sing
He can
and
sing
play basketball.
and play basketball, and he's close to Gabriella. Oh, do
All-
not base your college decision on your high school relationship.
No, I know.
Big mistake. Also, though, UC Berkeley is a fantastic school. You're telling me that Troy got into UC Berkeley?
What? He's probably got the grades. He's like
Maybe-
team captain of the basketball team, and he
But
also
they're
does
not, like, A
extracurriculars.
sports school. Like, if he was getting, like, maybe he still got a basketball scholarship there. I don't know.
What's the SNL sketch where it's like, turns out East High was actually
The only
lead.
singing high school in America.
It's like turns out we were lead basketball team in some kind of musical theater league.
If you don't know what we're referencing,
It's I
when
just
Zac
said it's an
Efron-
SNL sketch.
When
No,
Zac Efron
they
hosts
can find
SNL,
it.
there's a whole sketch where he's giving a speech at a graduation at that high school, and he's like, "This is not the
No
real
one
world.
sings."
No one sings. At, like, the grade, you're gonna do terribly out there. Everything they've taught you here is wrong." It's
Anyway, so then they all graduate, and then
fine. They graduate. They sing a song about it. They're
And-
saying
and-
High School Musical.
and all of them take a bow. All of the main cast people.
Oh.
They get a moment to shine.
Everybody, they're the main six,
Uh-huh.
our core six. Half of who we didn't even talk about.
And then the credits play, and a guy that won a competition to be in the movie gets some dance.
Oh yeah, you
Get some dance
you
clips
pointed
during
it
the
out to
end
me. I didn't
credits.
even know that.
Imagine this: some guy just wins a contest to be in the movie, and then he gets in the movie, but it's just additional footage playing during the end credits. What a disgrace!
not even, like, a
what an
real
insult.
song.
Yeah, what an insult.
It's like a cover of one of the songs in the movie or
I
something.
wonder if he knew that when they were filming. They were like, "Yeah, this is actually not in the movie, like in the narrative per se, but it's in the movie
None of the stars were even in that little music
runtime."
video
No,
part.
I know.
Anyway, we did it. We watched all 3 High School Musicals.
We're not watching the Sharpay movie, are we?
Woo! We're not gonna watch Sharpay.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sure I probably watched it at some point as a kid, but I
No
I was not.
nostalgia. No
No,
attachment
I have
to
no
it.
attachment to that movie.
All right, that's great.
Closing thoughts.
You
You have to wait. Okay, 2 big questions I have.
yeah,
First of all, rank the movies.
it's 1, 3, 2.
Wow. Okay. That's not a
1, 2, 3 maybe. I just think the songs get worse.
I don't
And
agree, but okay.
the narrative of the first one is the best narrative.
Well, you got mad in the second movie because it was like too different or something.
Oh, well, I was just saying,
and now they're giving you more of the same, and you're just getting mad.
No, they
so
didn't.
What do you want?
No, it's not more of the same. They didn't know what to do for the second and the third one. They were just like, what else do these characters get into? And it's nothing.
They sing and they play basketball, and that is
first one.
It's the only thing they do.
The first one was interesting in the sense that it's like, oh, there's a theme, and like the characters are actually like not sticking to the status quo. Whatever that fucking first movie was about. The rest of them are kind of just about, what, Troy being like, oh, I'm a caddy at a hotel resort. Or, oh, I'm
it's about
Gabriella. And then they make out. I don't know.
They didn't make out once during these 3 movies.
I just don't know, man. The first one was the best.
You know what? I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't think it's I think you could say any of the movies are your favorite, and that wouldn't be a wrong opinion.
Listen.
My personal is still 3, 2, 1, but there's
3 is like the best directed and like the best looking. 2 has some good songs. Oh man, maybe was 1 even that good? I don't even know. I'm not gonna second guess myself.
No, stick with your gut.
Okay, what's your second question? Second question.
Okay, well we have to ask this because it's a romance, and also this will technically be like our Valentine's weekend episode.
Great.
So the people want to know: do Troy and Gabriella stay together?
Yes.
You think so?
I think they get married and then they die.
Oh my god!
I think they get in a car crash on the way on the honeymoon, and I think they die.
Oh no! Why would you add that?
Because then they died happily in love.
That's terrible. I don't like that. What I was gonna say is I actually don't think they stay together.
No, I don't think so.
No, I think they probably listen. They both seem like really nice people. They both seem like they really do care about each other.
I'm so sorry.
What was that?
I'm so sorry. You could just start your thing over.
On TikTok?
No, I know TikTok.
While we're recording the podcast?
It's just.
Oh my god! Just have like
I got fidgety.
Oh, I'm so locked in. I'm doing so much for the podcast. The podcast is my whole life. You're on TikTok.
I got fidgety and I didn't mean to open up my phone. Here, just start over with what you were saying, and we're just gonna cut all that out.
I don't know what I was saying because you put a TikTok on.
I didn't mean to. I got fidgety with my
God,
hands.
I think I'm addicted to TikTok. Jesus. Okay. What was I saying? Okay, I think Troy and Gabriella. Oh, that's worse. You're getting interrupted me with YouTube
I'm sorry.
Reels.
I'm sorry.
At least TikTok has good content. Oh my god. Okay. I think Troy and Gabriella, they're both good people. They clearly care for each other. I think they probably continue dating through like the first semester of college or so until they like have to sit down and be like, okay, listen, like we're both in college. We're both adults now. Love you the most, but like we gotta go our own way, you know? And they have like a respectful split. Maybe they even keep in touch and stay friends. Or like 20 years down the line, are you listening? You look so zoned out.
I'm watching the waveform.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
very zoned out.
It's so hot in the closet
I think like
today.
20 years down the line, they see each other again at the like high school reunion. Not 20 years. What is high school? Is that like 10 years?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Your thought.
Someone at that high school reunion between the main 6 core is getting back together with someone. That's all I'm saying.
Troy's not going back to the high school reunion. Everybody else is showing back up, but not him.
Oh my god, wait, that's actually what happened.
I know.
Oh, Zac Efron's embarrassed, and that actually pisses me off. Like, own where you come from. Also, this is like not a bad place to start.
We don't know his reasoning for not going. Maybe they didn't even reach out to him.
Oh, they didn't reach out to the star of the main character of the franchise, who's had the biggest success since then.
I can't believe he didn't even sing in the first one.
Yeah, what a liar.
What a carpet
Apparently,
pull. A rug
some
pull.
of Gabriella's, she did sing, but there are some vocals for her that are done by Naya Rivera from Glee.
Cool.
Anyway, do you have a favorite song out of the franchise?
Bet on It, maybe. I don't know.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm done with my questions.
Great. Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
we did it.
It was good.
We did it. We watched the High School Musical trilogy.
Good trilogy.
And you know what? If nothing else, you've been inspired to watch more Disney Channel movies, which was not my intention at all. But
I just want to sit down and watch a bunch of Disney Channel movies.
I know it's your turn to do the movie next, but I know my next few picks, I'll be taking a break from Disney and from musicals. So
okay, great. We're gonna watch Return of the Living Dead.
Okay.
It's a funny movie. It's like a zombie comedy.
Have I seen this?
No, you haven't. It's not related to the... I'll give you a whole spiel about it next week.
Oh, okay. Why do I feel like I've seen this?
because it has a title that's very similar to a bunch of other zombie movie titles?
No, you know what I'm thinking of? Not this movie. I'm thinking of a different movie. I don't know what other movie I'm thinking of is.
Great. Okay, I'm so hot. Let's wrap this up.
It's not that hot in here.
It's so hot in here.
Okay, well, you get to
Okay.
wrap it up.
Okay. Thank you for listening to another episode of Shut Up and Watch the Movie. Thank you to our new editor.
I keep forgetting. I keep thinking you're going to edit, even though we've shouted him out a million times.
He's at least going to edit this episode, and then we'll see what happens. Cassian Farius Kraus.
Woo!
Thank you, Justin Hickland, for our little theme. And then thank you, Bailey Johnson, for our logo. If you like this episode, make sure to share it with your friends on your podcast platform of choice. Make sure you subscribe and give us 5 stars and leave a review. If you leave a review, guess what I will do? I will read it out on the podcast. Sorry. It opened automatic. It opened automatic. I'm pulling up the review.
That's so embarrassing for you.
I just clipped like a million times in the microphone. Okay, let's see if anybody's left a review.
No, actually, okay, no, I say this
review.
Literally every week, and it's starting to actually make me mad.
Why?
Up before.
No, why does it matter?
It wastes time.
It doesn't. You waste. This whole podcast is a waste of time.
That's not wrong.
No one's listening to this far in.
Well, and if they are, you're giving them a reason to turn it off and not listen to the episode all the way to the end.
Okay.
Go, finish.
You can find us at Shut Up and Watch Pod on all social medias,
so
except Shut Up and Watch, which is the Letterboxd. And guess what, Christina?
What?
Did you know that if you share this with your friend who you think might like it, you don't ever have to watch YouTube Reels.
Thank God.
I
don't
You can just watch TikTok. I don't know, man. Are you okay? We need to cool off.
Apparently you need to cool off because you're so hot.
I am
It's not that hot
It's
in here.
ridiculously hot in here. Maybe I'm about to have a stroke. Okay, bye guys.